Minister Scott Morrison says he's personally thanked US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo overnight for helping to secure the release of Australian academic Timothy Weeks in a prisoner swap deal with the Taliban.
The 50-year-old had been held captive for 3 years alongside his American colleague. Christy Coulter joins us live. Christy, what can you tell us about Mr Weeks' condition?
Well, Professor Timothy Weeks is said to be in a rather good condition considering the circumstances. He's currently undergoing assessments after being held captive by the Taliban for 3 years. The 50-year-old English teacher from Wagga Wagga in the New South Wales Riverina region had been teaching at the American University of Kabul when he and his American colleague Kevin King were arrested at gunpoint in August 2016 and then, of course, held captive for 3 years. In the early months of his captivity, he released an emotional video begging then Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull to help secure his release, but any efforts that were made were unsuccessful. Until now, these two men have been freed after the American government did a prisoner swap with the Afghanistan government releasing three Taliban prisoners held captive by then. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has publicly thanked the American government for their help in releasing Mr Weeks.
They're just completely overjoyed, and also for Mr King, and I'm sure his family, they're equally overjoyed. We thank very much the fantastic work that has been done by President Trump and the United States administration, Secretary Pompeo, who I've been in contact with overnight, in ending what has been 3 years of absolutely hell for Tim Weeks. I understand he's in, under the circumstances, good condition, and he's currently going through all of those assessments as you'd expect. But this has been a great piece of work done in the interest of both of these two gentlemen, and we couldn't be more pleased to finally get them out safely and to get them home to their families.
Timothy Weeks' family is clearly thrilled with the news, but they've asked for privacy as they and Tim come to terms with everything that's happened over the past 3 years. In a statement, they've said, "Our family is overjoyed that Tim has been released after more than 3 years in captivity. We're grateful for the efforts of the Australian government in securing Tim's release. We'd like to thank the United States government for the significant role it played in securing Tim's freedom." It's understood the two men will fly from Afghanistan to Germany, where the US military holds a large base in Stuttgart.